So somebody has a client, he's a freelancer, and the client wants to be able to update their own website on their own. So he built the site, the freelancer dude who sent me the email asking this question. He built the site using vanilla HTML, CSS, I guess some JavaScript. Your typical static website built from scratch. So that's cool. Now the client says, I know a little HTML and I want to be able to go in there and make changes on my own. So first of all, danger, danger, danger. The client who knows a little HTML is going to go make changes, inevitably is going to screw it up. That seems likely. So one of the problems he was having is how does he give the client access to the client's website? Because what he did was he created, with his hosting company, he created a subdomain, he created a sub-account within cPanel. Now, I think when you do that with cPanel, you can give people access just to that sub-account via FTP or even cPanel access. Though I'm not sure, it depends on the configuration. I know you can in certain configurations. So that's number one. Number two, though, it's a big issue, in my opinion, to allow your clients to go in there and edit the raw HTML pages, because they could just screw up a tag hierarchy or something and mess up the whole layout, and then next thing you know, you're getting calls, hey, I updated a page, I just updated some text, and the images are all over the place now. This happens. This is a classic situation where if you are a freelancer, you should leverage WordPress or some other content management system. This is key because that is the whole point of the content management system. If you have a website where content changes, you need to edit certain pages or maybe add new articles or add new posts, etc. This is the whole point of content management system. It allows you to do so without having to go into your HTML code. Now, besides the fact that when you use a WordPress or a Drupal or whatever content management system you want to use, it protects the integrity of the code, right? Because you're just using the code editor built into the content management system, and it writes the code, it adds the images, etc., 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 etc. On top of that, when you're using a content management system, let's say your client wants to add extra pages, new articles, or a new section. Again, you can do this within the content management system without having to go into code or restructuring your website. Because imagine you get a site with 25 pages, and and you have links, of course, to all those pages from within the context of your website. If you add a new page, then you have to go update all the other pages to include the reference to the new page, unless you have a global include or something for your menu. Again, with WordPress or any other type of content management system, all the menus and everything would be updated automatically for you. There would be the cascade, if you will, across all of the views of your website. That's the whole point of a dynamic website. So in that situation, in closing, when you are freelancing, one of the first questions I would ask a prospective client or a client, if you're building even just a simple branding site, is do you anticipate any changes are going to be needed in the future? Are you going to need to add an extra article here and there? Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, I could do it. Trust me, a lot of times they may want to do it themselves. They may not want to pay you the $100 or $50 or $200, whatever it is, to add just one page or to update a few paragraphs in a site. And let me tell you, once you get your freelance business going, you're not going to want to update a paragraph or two. You're going to want to just stick to the more interesting projects. So again, I highly recommend in those situations, first thing that you do is say, hey, do you think you're going to need to update stuff? Even an off possibility. If there is, then I would sell them on a content management system as opposed to a plain static website. The most common, of course, is WordPress by far. It's probably the one to go with, although there are other solutions. I hope that helps. Let me know what you think. It's a short video, a simple video for beginners when it comes to freelance or near beginners. But just to give you an idea about best working practices, this is what I try to do here. I try to teach you guys not just how to code and how to build things, but how to think like a proper professional developer.